I just feel like I should mention regarding Scottish and Welsh independence, because I've mentioned this on forums and various Discord servers. Some people like to make the argument that they could not survive without the European Union, and I think this is total BS. There are well over 150 countries in the world, and some of these are tiny little islands, and they are surviving just fine. And this is where sometimes I think I have more pride and belief in Scotland, Wales and Ireland than some of its own inhabitants, and maybe even its politicians do. I personally think that you guys would do absolutely fine without it. The European Union has not been around that long, and it does not control the whole of the world. That's not needless to say that it will be clean and easy. I'm willing to accept that for the first few years it may be difficult, and there will without a doubt be politicians trying to resist and trying to say how difficult it will be and how complex it is, to which I will just say, yes, well, you are politicians, we put you as in charge of our country and to represent us, so pull your finger out and get on with it and do your job. We are your bosses, you are not our bosses. With the right leadership who is committed to making your country successful, and with friends and partners and allies all over the world who respect and acknowledge Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, you will do just fine in the long term. The European Union is not everything. They are only 27 countries, and its relevance is shrinking. We are living in the age of the internet, of cheap flights, of Zoom and Microsoft Teams. It is as easy to do trade with somebody in New Zealand as it is to do trade with somebody in France. In fact, it will probably be even easier because the Kiwi country will be English speaking and common law, etc. But nonetheless, you guys will do just fine if you were completely independent, if you were actually going to do what your respective nationalist parties were offering you. And what could also help is if when Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland choose to leave the United Kingdom, if the Westminster politicians are not spiteful and vindictive like those in Brussels when the UK chose to leave them, and instead of trying to get loads of money out of them and try to keep them somewhat shackled to them, they just try to make it as smooth a transition as possible, and maybe even offer to help set up trade deals with them, and set up communications and meetings with other nations. You have friends and allies in the Commonwealth, in the Anglosphere. You will do just fine on your own, and they will more than happily cooperate and trade and do business with you.